Well, hey everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to As Above, So Below, a rune and tarot divination for Monday, the 13th day of June, 2022. Well, also on this day, for those of you who don't know, the gentleman who was regarded as the creator of Wicca, Gerald Gardner, was born on this day in 1884. He died on February 12th of 1964. So a little bit of trivia for you here. If this is your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you coming by. I hope you'll click subscribe and come back. Join our little tarot and rune family here. And for those of you who have already done so and are here today, that's wonderful. I really appreciate you coming and watching these, and I hope you get something out of it, even if it's just some little ideas about things to think about to make your day or your life a little bit more enlightened or better. So anyhow, the esoteric influences for the week went up on Saturday rather, over on the blog. They also went out in the newsletter. And you can sign up for the newsletter if you want to over on the side panel of the blog. Just kind of scroll down a little bit. You'll see where to put your email address in. And you can always unsubscribe at any time. There's a place to do that at the top of the newsletter, also at the bottom of it. But I was just going through a bunch of emails today and deleting a whole bunch because there's just way too much. I think I deleted so far almost 4,000 emails. It's like just stuff, that's not important and shouldn't even be there. And some of it, I don't even know why it is. But anyway, let's look at today's esoteric influences. The numerology for today is a 4. 13 reduces to 4. So pragmatism, order, foundation, structure, security, diligence, and patience are key words for the numerology of 4. The Elder Futhark rune, Dagaz, is the rune for today. It means new day, one period ending and another beginning. Dawning, it means dawn, awakening, all options are available. My throat's kind of bothering me here. Let's see. The Geomancy rune for today is Via, or path, or way, or journey, or maybe stuck in perception. But there's a sense of alignment there with Via. The sun's in Gemini, the moon's in Sagittarius, and the planetary governance for people working magic today is the moon. Although you need a certain level of pragmatism and diligence to get things done today, take time to pursue new ideas and opportunities, but do it in a way that includes fun with others. A new path may open and you may have more options than you realize to achieve your objective today. Trust the process and express the inner authority you've gained from actions that are appropriate and accepted by others, as opposed to fixating on your own perspective in a manner that doesn't necessarily yield positive results. Otherwise, you're likely going to experience some disruption from a failed or ineffective response today. And I'm going to keep this up here on the screen just in case, because I've been having, one of the things I've noticed here is that I've been having some alignment with the readings and the esoteric influences for the day, for Monday and for Thursday, because those are the days, if you haven't been here before, that I do all this. But let's start with the 2 runes. We'll start with the Elder Futhark rune for the reading, and then we'll do the Geomancy rune. We'll discover what that is by throwing down the 4 elemental Geomancy runes. And depending on how they land, then we put them in the order of fire, air, water, and earth, and we figure out which one it is, and I take it out of my little bowl here and show you what it looks like. Fehu, first rune of the Elder Futhark, is the rune for today. It means cattle or wealth, but it's also the sending rune in magic, so you're really talking about life force there. And the other thing about it, about it being transactional, it's really the interaction you have with the universe in a sense. So cattle, wealth, transaction, life force, the sending rune. But again, it originally started with the idea of cattle being movable wealth. So you could barter with cat. You could use it in other words, you could use cattle as currency. And so, but when you think about it overall, what is the currency you're really using in terms of your transactions? Is it ego or is it higher self? So Fehu would suggest it should be higher self. But let's go ahead and throw the Geomancy runes down here and put them in order. Oh, well, okay, it looks like we have conjunctio, which means joining or union. Again, alignment. Now that's going to align pretty well with Vaya. But here you're doing this collaboratively with others or another person. So again, when we're talking about Fehu, how do you transact your relationships with other people? And again, from today's esoteric influences, let's see. You've got to do it. You've got to do this by trusting the process and expressing the inner authority you've gained from actions that are both appropriate and accepted by others. So you're leaving room for the opinions of others in your transactions with them, in your agreements that you make with them, in your collaborative efforts maybe with them. So that's one way we can align these two runes with the, and did I show it to you? I think I did. Looks like an hourglass, doesn't it? But it's showing, with 2 dots, you're showing passive influence for fire, active influences for air and water, so intellect and emotions, and then a passive influence for earth. So those two would then be the overall significator or of the reading, or the overall direction, maybe you could say, of the reading, but we'll see. Sometimes, you know, the typical interpretations of the runes sort of get sidelined for maybe some more obscure ones when you start to see the cards. But I've already done some shuffling, so we'll just go ahead and shuffle just a little bit more. And that should be enough. We'll go ahead and take the first 3 cards. Now, we have, let's see, 8 and 3 is what, 11? So we have a master number influence for this reading. Now, if we need more cards, we're going to take them. But the overall numerology right now for the cards anyway is going to be 11. So the master number for awakening and illumination, and again, letting higher self come in and inform how you see things, basically. But we're going to start with the 3 of Cups. We see 3 women, 3 friends together. We see all of the stuff from the garden around them, so that indicates abundance. They're holding their chalices high in the air. Now, cups is the suit, or the suit of cups is reflects the element of water. So we're talking about empathy and compassion and understanding and emotion versus expressions of will. So it's going to be a passive influence here, but they're coming together in harmony and joy and abundance with one another. Now, 3 can also tends to mean the pyramid. It could also mean, which is a very strong structure, by the way, and to have that sort of interaction with other people is really an act of strength, isn't it? But it also means triplicity. So anything that's in 3s, maiden, mother, crone, past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. So you see the connection, the connectivity, if you will, between things. And again, now that's going to align very well, I think, with conjunctio, the geomancy rune for today. That sort of alignment and agreement and harmony with other people. Which takes us to the Queen of Wands next. We had the Queen last week. We see the Queen. Now, she's not looking straight at us. She's looking into the future. She's holding a sunflower, Slava Ukraini, in her left hand. And she's holding a staff in her right. Her black cat, her familiar, is right down there looking square at us like, what do you people want? Why are you here? We're busy, you know. And we see the lions here denoting strength on the sides of her throne, and then you see back here the pennant behind her throne with the family crest also including lions. So we see a woman in authority who is strict. She can be generous. She's talented. She's successful. She's dynamic. Wands is the fire element, so you're really talking about an exercise of will. There's a dynamic vitality to anything wands related. It's the fire element again. Creative, all of that. Now you can also see a spiritual quality about her because you see the 3 pyramids over there on the side, don't you? So there's anytime you see the pyramids, you're thinking the quest to the Holy Land, right? And spirituality. So there's a higher plane of existence about this queen, which I think, again, is going to align extremely well with the transactional nature of Fehu, as well as the joining together in higher alignment with conjunctio. And here I think you have the same thing, really. There's a sense of connectivity between the two cards, I think. And then moving on to the 8, I think that we start to see where some of this, in fact, we probably could have put the 8 at the beginning if we wanted to. Because you can, you can move your cards around. If it seems to make a little more sense to you, you can do that. But here we have a man who's out away from everything. You can see either the kingdom or his home, but it looks more like part of maybe the castle there, or maybe at least just a tower. But it kind of says to me that the town is in the background, and here he is sitting on a bench, and he's carving his pentacles, if you will. Pentacles is the earth element, so that's going to be about anything to do with our physicality. So the body itself, health, tradition, family structure, work, community, just the physicality of our existence is reflected in the earth element, and in this case, the suit of pentacles. And here, you can probably, with the 8 meaning strength and material recognition and approval, he's basically demonstrating to people that he's working on his craft and he's building his maybe his business for everyone to see what he can do. You see the same sort of thing in the 3 of Pentacles as well, only in that case, the guy is in town, basically, and a couple of women come by, and they're admiring the work that he's doing. He seems to be a mason. But here he's building his wealth and experience and getting some material recognition and approval. And he's not doing it in a school setting. He's doing it on his own. So it's the inner strength to apply what he's learned to the trade that he's trying to pursue, basically. And that's why I say we could have started actually with the queen, and if we did, we could talk about having either a woman as a mentor or the inner strength to pursue another goal for yourself, and then you work hard on it, right? And then when all is said and done, you celebrate your abundance. But there's an overall harmony with the 8. When you look at the even numbers in numerology, you're looking at, say with the 2, you're looking at polarity, or you're looking at a coupling, perhaps, the alignment with one other person, you could say. And then you go to the 4, and you'll see, say with the 4 of Wands, you'll see these 2 people that have gotten married, it looks like. And you can see their friends in the background, in the castle and the town and all that, across the little river there. And you can see the archway, the arched bridge that's there. But basically they've come together. There's four staffs, and so you've got 2 levels of harmony coming together, the inner harmony of each one coming together to form a stronger structure, the beginnings of a family, we'll say. The 6, if you see the 6 of Wands, you'll see people coming alongside, walking alongside what is possibly the king or somebody, a man of means, coming back from something victorious. And they're all going in the same direction. So there's a shared direction and that type of harmony to the 6. Then when you get to the 8, it involves an even bigger understanding of the nature of things, of the situation, and what you're doing on behalf of others that maybe is in a leadership role. And so you can see that progressive sense of harmony with the 2, 4, 6, and 8. So I think when you have the inner authority that the Queen will give you to create something new, and then you work hard for it, you see, then you can then enjoy the fruits of your labors with others. especially if you end up starting a business, for example, and you hire people and you collectively create the success for that business. And then you can all come together and be happy about it, right? But even if you're talking about inner work, you understand that with the queen, you're talking about somebody who has some authority over other people. Even if it's, and if you take that presence, and it doesn't matter that she's a queen, it could be a king, it doesn't matter. You can still take that energetic presence and apply it to your own diligence and your own ability to establish a future for yourself and for others, potentially your family. And then you can all come together in shared purpose later on with the 3 here. And again, I think it aligns very well with Fehu and the type of transactional nature. This is not a self-oriented, even though he's working diligently on his own, it's not simply for himself. This is not a self-oriented thing. It's about what he can do for other people as well. And in my immediate thought here is that it has to do with his family and coming together and creating the abundance that he needs to have for the family. And I think it aligns very well with both Fehu and Conjunctio. Let's do just one more card though and see if we can get just one more piece of information. Sometimes I'll do this to modify a specific card in the reading, but I don't think we need to do that. I think that we can just take another card and see how this is going to go. If we can get just a little more information about the experience. I'm going to take the 13th one. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, this may tell us maybe what prompted it. This is a card of destitution, and it's the 5th. It's the 5 of Pentacles. It's about feeling. This may be the motivating factor for why all of this is happening. That something happened and something was not fulfilling here and was not fulfilling the needs. You see, this one's on crutches. Neither one of them, well, now this one might be wearing socks. But this one has a shoe on with the guy with the crutches. He has a shoe, but his other foot is bandaged and it looks kind of bloody. And they're walking in the snow, and it just doesn't seem like there's any help for them. There's been a tremendous change in circumstances. And what should be there to help them, you can surmise that this is a church, right? So there should be help and compassion, but there doesn't seem to be any. Either that or they just can't see it. So I would say then, if we could put this first, and this would be the impetus for the inner authority to then take command of your situation and make a change so that you can create some success in your life. So I suspect that this 5 is not modifying these others, but I think it's probably the catalyst for whatever's going on here with the Queen, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Cups. Maybe this guy decided, well, I see that there's a need in the community for whatever it is he's building here. The wealth that he's building, the Fehu that he is transacting with. So he's going to use some inner authority that's benevolent and kind and generous and all of that to make something of himself that he can then give to the community or benefit the community. And then there's abundance and success after that. But I think maybe the catalyst is that there was something significant that either happened in his life or in the lives of others that he knows. And so see how that applies to your life here today. Maybe you're in this position now where, maybe it was COVID that has made you change your circumstances. Maybe there was some significant things that happened that caused you maybe to decide on another type of work even, and you go back and you get some training and you're practicing your skills and you're getting ready to then create some abundance for your family. COVID COVID changed a lot of things. Let's face it. It did, and sometimes you had the ability to work at home if you could. Some places, some businesses are choosing not to restructure the way that they did originally before COVID happened. They found a way to work better and smarter, and the people are happier. And they're doing better than ever in this new way of doing things. And so, but it takes a lot of inner focus and diligence and being able to apply yourself to make that happen. Some people need the experience of being in a work setting where there's a boss saying you need to do this and this. Some people need that. They need that type of structure. Other people are just fine working on their own, and maybe in some respects they do better on their own with having a more relaxed environment at home that they can work in. They're even more productive. But something happened as a catalyst to bring us to where we are today in our lives, and to consider how we transact with others. And how are we collaborating together? How are we joining together in higher purpose to make something happen that is ultimately going to be successful in the long run? So, something to think about today, and see where that takes you. So, I guess that's all I have. I don't think we need another card. But again, think about, whether it was COVID or not, think about something that's happened significant in your life that maybe left you a little battle weary. And now you're coming out of it with something new, like a chrysalis opening up and the butterfly emerging into a new type of existence, a new life, a new way of working, a new, just something new that's coming your way. So, and you may be already in the midst of it, and if you are, then I say hang in there. This may be just what you were looking for. Sometimes things force us into another place, and as big of a struggle as it might feel like, in the end, you're like, wow, maybe it was where you always needed to be. So I don't know. Nice way to start the week, maybe. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk again Thursday for another edition of As Above, So Below. Thanks so much for coming by. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.